Hello, and welcome to this video. Kono douga o yokoso. And well, I think by the title of this video, you and I both know what I'm about to announce. But if you're not clued in by now, that's right, I'm doing another Dinosaur King tournament. Fuck yeah, I am. And, well, you're probably thinking, Cryonova Cup. What's the main feature? Is it secrets only? Or am I going to force all of you to use cryo in some capacity? Well, I won't keep you anticipating for long. So without further ado, drum roll please. None. It's just a normal-ass 3v3 tournament. Yeah, that's right. A lot of the tournaments have these features which limit you, like limited type of dinosaur, limited strength, limited element, terrain advantage. But I'm throwing all of that out the fucking window. We haven't had a normal 3v3 tournament in a long time, so yeah, I'm doing one. Give you all the freedom to choose whatever you want without much restriction or consideration of any certain gimmicks a tournament might have. So yeah, anyways, let's move on. There are a few other gimmicks which I'll get into later, but they're not something you need to wrap your strategy around. But first, let's get to the rules. Well, yeah, obviously, 3v3 format, like I said. And again, names are encouraged, but not mandatory. Please do not blame me if I forget your dinosaurs' names. Will do my best to remember them, though. Anyways, restrictions. Only one armored dinosaur per team. And only 2 super and or awakened, whichever you prefer, dinosaurs per team. Your team cannot consist of an armored, super, and secret, but you can have 2 of each at most, as long as it's not 2 armoreds. Other than that, feel free to have 2 secrets, 2 supers, or mix and match. Also, to those of you wondering, no, Spinosaurus and Brontokins are not banned. But if you use them, I'm calling you a basic bitch. Okay, anyways. Banned moves. The standard. Life Force Swap and Haste. Especially Haste. Fuck Haste. This thing makes my life a nightmare. Restricted moves. Because, yeah, I'm actually seeing people get sick of these particular moves. Let me get into them. Dino Illusion. Dino Stuffer. Earth Barrier. Tag Team or Pop-All Power. I'm only allowing one of these moves to be used per team, because I don't want to outright ban them. They're kind of fun when I'm using them. When someone uses them against me, it's less fun. It sounds hypocritical, because it is. At least I have the power to admit it. But yes, I'm restricting these moves, just to satisfy those who still want to use them, and those who don't like these moves. So yeah, they're less cancer, essentially. I hope this is a conclusion everybody can be happy with. Moving on. The last rule, but the most obvious one. 1 team per participant. I will ban you if I catch you, and I always fucking do. Don't fucking test me. Yeah, that's right. Do not test my banning power. I'll ban your accounts in just an hour. Just a little Suction Cup Man reference for ya. Anyways. Gimmicks. Now, like I said, these gimmicks are not so game-changing that you have to revolve entire strategies around them, but it's just fun to do, and at least for me, I think they're fun, and I hope you'll think they're fun too. But yeah, some of these are so rare that you are probably not even gonna ever see them, but it's just fun to have these prepared in the event that they do. Anyways, I'll start off with the Emergency Dinosaur. And by the way, if you like any of these gimmicks, you are allowed to use them in your tournaments, because I want to see them more often. But yes, Emergency Dinosaur. In the event of a draw, you will be put into a sudden death match. This much is standard. I've seen this in most other tournaments that I've watched. However, what I've seen the host usually do is just pick the first dinosaur on everybody's team, which, yeah, fair enough. It's easier on the host. But I think that's kind of boring because usually the best dinosaurs are saved for later. So, what I'm gonna do is allow people to choose which dinosaur from your team you want to use for the sudden death match. This way, I'm allowing everybody in this scenario to put their best foot forward. Because if I'm gonna go out, I want to go out at least using my best. So, that is the concept of the emergency dinosaur. However, what I'm gonna be doing as well is allowing you to pick a completely new dinosaur that's not in your team as your emergency dinosaur. So basically, you're allowed a fourth dinosaur in the event of emergencies. This dinosaur will be referred to as the wildcard dinosaur, or simply dubbed as wildcard. And wildcards are not allowed restricted moves, so no Dino Illusion, no Dino Stuffer, no Tag Team, and no Earth Barrier. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to pressure people who want to pick a dinosaur from their original team to choose a fourth dinosaur. Like, I don't want to pressure them into doing so. If you want to use a member of your own team, yeah, there's a drawback that would make you less pressured to do so. As for the second reason, these dinosaurs are just simply there to get you a single kill. So, I want you to design movesets that pretty much get you that kill as quickly as possible. So yeah, they're just there to kill. Go for the throat. Don't just stall. But yes, other than that, the third reason is because, well, if you already have a dinosaur that has a restricted move, your wildcard dinosaur would not be allowed in anyways, because I said one per team. This extends to the wildcard dinosaur. So, yeah. Either way, if people don't like that particular aspect of wildcard dinosaurs, talk to me, and if you give a valid reason, I'll be happy to abolish this rule. So, yeah, other than that, it's still restricted if you, like I said, have a dinosaur on your team that already has a restricted move. So, even if I abolish this particular section, it still applies if you already have a dinosaur using one of those moves. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Warning type. You're probably wondering why there's a gimmick for warning type. So, yeah, before I begin, let me explain what warning type is, what it does, and what this means in my tournament. So, when a warning type dinosaur's turn starts, you will see either a rock, paper, or a scissors symbol flash on the top of its head. Over it in general, I don't know. That is what we call the warning symbol. Because every time a dinosaur goes for it and gets it off, that particular hit gets powered up. So, in tournaments, you're not likely to see that because it's all randomized. So, I want to make it more likely for the warning hit to be triggered. So, every third hit, be it from you or your opponent, after 2 hits, that third hit, you are guaranteed to go for a warning symbol. However, you're not guaranteed to get it off, so you can still fumble the bag. However, if you get it off, that's just more damage, so great! So, in conclusion, after 2 hits, be it from you or your opponent, you will go for the warning symbol. You will try to go for a warning hit, but whether you get it off or not, that's all down to luck. Alright, next section. Blitz type Quick Strike. If your dinosaur is either a Blitz type or has the move Quick Strike, you will start with a crit at the beginning of on your dinosaur's first turn. If you have both, this affects stats, so your first and second. However, it's just like with the warning hit. If you fumble the bag and are just unlucky, then yeah, sorry, that's a lost chance for a crit. I'm not really sorry. But yes, in short, this is exactly how Stranger does it. And Stranger, if you're watching this and you have a problem with me using your idea, I do apologize. Please reach out to me and I'll abolish this particular gimmick. If not, then great, I'm keeping it. Alright, finally, the Extinction Finish. This is a gimmick that I am very hyped about. It is inspired by Beyblade X's Extreme Finish. Now, you know tournaments, and every now and then you will see somebody beating their opponent 3-0. This is what's called an Extinction Finish in this tournament, and other tournaments moving forward. This is a term I'm coining for winning 3-0. And yeah, doesn't sound like much at first, but in best 2 out of 3 matches, including the final match, Extinction Finishes are an automatic win, even if you're behind. Why? You just fucking swept the other person. You deserve to win. I don't care if you lost the first round. If you fucking sweep, you deserve to win automatically. So yes, Extinction Finish. Just basically a cooler way to win. Anyways, here is the entry template. Yeah, do with it as you will. Now, in the case of Emergency Dinosaur, if the Emergency Dinosaur is not a wild card, just tell me which dinosaur it is. You don't need to give me the type, moves, anything like that. Just tell me which one. If it's a wild card, then yeah, Emergency Dinosaur template applies. Okay, I think that's the main gist of the tournament out of the way now. So, I'm just gonna go for some closing points. Okay, so, no max occupancy. You can rest easy on that one. Last time it was 16, this time, however many of you join is however many of you I accommodate. However, there is a due date, the 7th of January. You submit a team after that, tough shit. Which also applies to my next point. I will allow you to edit your team, but you're only allowed to do so 3 times. 3 changes per person. You make a change after the 7th of January, again, tough shit. Your most recent change will be... Your most recent change before that one will be the one I'll take into account. Also, another thing I'd like to note, your entry will be considered invalid if I have to tell you to fix your team more than 5 times. Which, considering the amount of changes I allow per person, is generous. Because I've seen other hosts who neglect to tell their combatants that their entries are incorrect and they miss out on the entire tournament as a result. Or some combatants who, no matter how many times, get told that their entry is incorrect. Just can't seem to get it right. So I feel like if you had way too many warnings, yeah, I think it's just fair for me to nullify your entry. Honestly, 5 times is more than generous. Like, please, just do your research. 3rd and 4th place will be brought on as special guests for the finale if they choose to join. So just like what I did with Asta last year. If you wanna be in my finale video and you finished 3rd and 4th, well, yeah, I'd be happy to have you on. Moving on. Now, I did say this in the Earthly Escapade, but I'm just gonna repeat this here. As champion, Mulberry gets to pick her first opponent, should she decide to join this tournament. So, Mul, no pressure, but you do have first pickings. And last but certainly not least, I may change up some things about this tournament depending on the number of participants. Specifically, if I end up having to implement a group stage, in which case new rules will be added. But that's just... but we'll worry about that if there are that many people. I wouldn't mind that many people, but we'll just have to wait and see. Other than that, I do have one more note. The most important one, by far. Have fun. Alright, yeah, that'll be it for now. I really hope to see you all in my tournament, and I look forward to seeing what dinosaurs you put in, and whether you put a wild card or anything else. I'm just really excited for this tournament to happen. Alright, well, thank you all for watching. This is Cryonova, and all but one of us are getting fucked over. Alright, bye-bye.